I was halfway through dinner when my phone buzzed. It was a message from my lawyer, Daniel. Normally, Daniel sent emails during business hours. He never texted me late at night. But this message was only 4 words. Call me immediately. I stared at the screen, confused. Then another message appeared. Don't call from your house. My heart began pounding. I quietly stood up and walked into the backyard. Daniel, what happened? I asked. There was a long silence on the other end. Then he said something that made my entire body go cold. Emma, this is about your daughter, Lily. I immediately thought something terrible had happened to her. Is Lily okay? Daniel took a deep breath. She's alive, but I just discovered something in the legal documents you signed 6 months ago. What documents? The documents involving your estate. I froze. 6 months earlier, after my husband passed away, I had changed my will. I had left almost everything to Lily. My house, my savings, my husband's life insurance money. Everything. What does my will have to do with Lily? I whispered. Daniel's voice became quieter. Because someone has been trying to make sure Lily inherits everything. That doesn't make sense. It will. He paused. Your daughter didn't change the documents. My heart sank. Then who did? Daniel answered. Someone using your daughter's identity. I couldn't breathe. For a few seconds, I couldn't even speak. Then Daniel said the sentence that changed everything. Emma, I think your daughter may have been hiding something from you. I immediately hung up. I called Lily. She didn't answer. I called again. Still nothing. Then, at 11:47 p.m., my phone finally rang. It was Lily. But before I could say hello, I heard a man's voice in the background. And he whispered, "Your mother knows." I froze when I heard the man's voice. Your mother knows. Then the call went silent. Lily, I shouted. Who is that? No answer. The line disconnected. I immediately called back. This time, Lily answered. Mom. Her voice sounded different. Frightened. Where are you? I can't tell you. Lily, please. I just heard a man talking. She stayed silent. Then she whispered, Mom, you need to trust me. Trust you? Your lawyer just told me someone has been using your identity. Another silence. Finally, Lily said, That's not the worst part. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? She took a shaky breath. Someone has been accessing your accounts for months. I felt dizzy. Who? I don't know. But you do know something. Lily didn't answer. That was all the confirmation I needed. Lily, tell me the truth. She finally whispered. Dad left something behind. I immediately thought of my late husband. What did your father leave? A box. What box? The one he told me never to open. My heart stopped. My husband had died unexpectedly the previous year. Before his death, he had barely spoken about his business or finances. I had always assumed there were no secrets. Apparently, I was wrong. Where is the box? I asked. Lily said, It's with me. Bring it home. I can't. Why? Before she could answer, I heard a door slam. Then Lily whispered, Mom, someone is here. The call ended. I grabbed my keys and rushed to Daniel's office. When I arrived, he was waiting with a folder on his desk. He opened it slowly. Inside was a copy of a document I had never seen before. My signature was at the bottom. But I had never signed it. Daniel pointed to one sentence. It stated that if anything happened to me, Lily would receive absolutely nothing. I stared at him. Who created this? Daniel looked me directly in the eyes. That's what we're trying to find out. Then he pulled out one final photograph. It showed Lily standing beside a man I had never seen before. But Daniel recognized him immediately. His face went pale. Emma, what? That man was your husband's business partner. I stared at the photograph. Then Daniel added, he died 3 years ago. I couldn't speak, because the photograph had been taken last week. I stared at the photograph until my hands started shaking. That's impossible, I whispered. Daniel nodded. I know. The man standing beside Lily was unmistakably my late husband's former business partner, Michael Carter. I remembered him clearly. He had disappeared from our lives years ago after a massive disagreement with my husband. Then, according to every record I had ever seen, Michael had died 3 years earlier. But the photograph in Daniel's hand had been taken only 7 days ago. Where did you get this? I asked. Daniel slid another document across the desk. It came from a security company hired to investigate unusual activity around your accounts. I looked at the document. There were several dates, several transactions, several withdrawals. And one name appeared repeatedly. Lily Carter. My daughter. No, I whispered. Lily wouldn't steal from me. I don't think she did, Daniel said. Then why is her name here? That's the question. Daniel opened his laptop. There's something else you need to see. He showed me a video. The footage came from a security camera outside a bank. I watched as Lily walked into the building. She was carrying a small black box. The same box she had told me about. My husband's box. A few minutes later, Michael walked out behind her. I stared at the screen. Why would Lily meet him? Daniel didn't answer. Then the video continued. Michael handed Lily an envelope. She opened it. Her face immediately changed. She looked terrified. Then she looked directly toward the security camera, as if she knew someone was watching. The video ended. I stood up. I have to find my daughter. Daniel grabbed my arm. Wait. He pointed at the timestamp. This footage was recorded yesterday. My heart sank. Yesterday? Yes. But Lily called me tonight. Daniel nodded. Which means she was already being watched when she called you. Suddenly, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. A text appeared. Stop asking questions about Lily. Then another message arrived. OR you'll never see her again. I looked at Daniel. He immediately called the police. But before anyone could arrive, my phone buzzed again. This time there was an attachment. A photograph. It was Lily. She was sitting in a dark room. And behind her was the same black box. Under the photograph were 6 words. Ask her what your husband knew. I looked at Daniel. What did my husband know? Daniel's expression changed. He slowly closed his laptop. Emma. What? There's something about your husband's death that I never told you. My heart stopped. What are you talking about? Daniel looked toward the office door. Then he whispered, your husband didn't die before discovering the truth. He died because he discovered it.